Angelo, good to be here. My name is Aradhana Khowala. I am CEO and founder of Aptamind Partners, which is a strategy consulting firm. And bulk of my work is advising governments and destinations and increasingly international organizations on how do you use tourism as a force for good.
Well, it's a big buzz here in Saudi Arabia, this WTTC summit. How do you find it?
Listen, I've been coming here for the last 5 years, so I'm, if you want to say, an early convert. And personally, for me to come back every year and see the amount of change that you see in the kingdom is, I think, there's the pace of change and the overall transformation that's resulting from it. I think it's unprecedented.
So where do you think the traveling industry is going through these days? Is post-pandemic, do you see the uptake of the traveling industry as what we see here in Saudi Arabia?
So there's so many factors, right? I mean, there is inflation, there is the macroeconomic threat. We had a pandemic, which was a bit like an earthquake. And after an earthquake, we generally feel the tremors a lot longer after the earthquake is finished. And what we've had is obviously COVID, and then inflation, and then food security, the war, energy. So it's a bunch of things which are really coming together, which I think makes the overall geopolitical and macroeconomic template rather complicated. And the thing is, this time it's different compared to what we've seen in the past because, first of all, we've never been this interconnected as a world before. We've never been this financially leveraged, and we've never been this carbon constrained. So, yeah, double whammy, as they say.
Well, the buzzword inside was collaboration. Okay, what do you get out of it with this as a consultant for businesses for tourism?
Well, I think first that it's more than a buzzword. I think it's key to everything. It's key to getting things done. It's key to leadership. Some problems in the world are just far too big and complex to be solved by one person or one party. So you really need a diverse set of minds coming together to solve that problem by bringing in creativity, by bringing in innovation, by really looking at the problem anew. And I think after the pandemic, what we really need with the sector is really reinvent ourselves, but this time do it right, outside in, and do it with heart at the center.
What's the message you're putting out here when you see people, when you meet your colleagues, when you meet your clients?
I think twofold. Number one, it's not going to be a straight, easy ride, but I think the following part of that is if we have been really good at one thing as a sector, travel, tourism and hospitality, it's in bouncing back. I don't think there's been another sector that's gone through so much in terms of trials and tribulations and volatility overall. So I think we're going to come back, but it's not going to be an easy ride. So think different, guys. Think, how do you really put forward ESG? How do you really care for your people in a way that you've never had to in the past?
Thank you very much.
Angelo, pleasure.